Hello and welcome back to Bits and Bobs. Now this week I've been down to my local antique shop as usual, and while there I bought some amazing British silver coins, some of which dating back right over 300 years ago. So with no further ado, let's have a look at all these coins, all these lovely old silver coins from Britain that I've bought and added to my collection this week. Let's have a look. So, as usual, I've put all the coins I've bought this week in this wooden box. I'll give you a sneak peek before we begin to look through one by one. Woohoo, a very fast sneak peek there. So as I say, now we'll go through one by one, starting with the worst and going up to the best. And the best for this week is a truly, absolutely lovely coin, one of my favourite coins I've bought in a long time. I'm looking forward to show you that. But we'll start off with the worst of coins, not bad coins, just not as good. The first ones are a little bundle of silver threepences. Let's zoom in on these and have a look. There is 4 in total that I bought this week. The first one is a 1913, of course this being from King George V, the year before World War I, so a very historic coin, over 110 years old. The next one here we have a 1918, so the end of World War I, again King George V. The next one is 1914, so the start of World War I, so some World War I era silver coins, very cool. And the final one is even older. This is from King Edward VII, as we can see here, a bit of rainbow toning to his portrait there actually. Quite a nice effect there to the obverse in the background, although it is quite worn and a bit dirty as well. And the date of this one is 1902, so the first year King Edward VII appeared on coins. Now these dates, these coins, I do already have all these dates for these coins in my collection, and these are bought purely for the silver content for £1 each, a good deal for the silver to add to my silver tub in just one moment, as there is another coin that I bought just for the silver weight. That coin is this one here, the 1895 shilling from Queen Victoria. Although this is bought for silver, it does have a truly lovely design. I'll have a good look at this design because it has there the 3 shields, crowned. We have England with the 3 lions, Ireland with the harp, and then the rampant line of Scotland for Scotland. We have the order of the garter surrounding, and in between we can see the rose, thistle, and shamrock for all these countries again. So lots of national insignia and representation on this coin, with a date to the bottom, 1895, and the denomination to the top, 1 shilling. To the obverse we can see here the portrait of Queen Victoria. This is the final portrait of her, done by TB there, Thomas Brock, who designed this final portrait, the veiled, old or widowed head of Queen Victoria. So overall a good coin. Again, I do have this for my date run, in better condition. This one will be going into my silver tub of the 925 silver. There's some nice coins there, about 10 grams to add to the silver trough, so let's do that now. So here it is, my big wooden box full of silver. It's 50% to the left, and over here, to the right we can see where the sterling silver goes. There's less in there, so luckily today we can add some, try to make it a bit more even, of sterling silver. We have that shilling to add, and then the 1, 2, 3, 4 more silver threepences to add there. So there we go, filling out very nicely. This is just sort of a bullion investment for me personally, as like I say, these coins are all in my collection in better condition in my date runs, so this is just for the bullion weight. So there we go. And that's the bullion sort of coinage done. Moving now into the more collectible pieces, some very nice coins indeed towards the end. Starting with though, this one here, a very nice coin in its own right. This is another Victorian shilling, this time from 1881, with an older design here by Jean-Baptiste Malin. You have the crown to the top, the words 1 shilling to the centre, the wreath around, and the date 1881 to the bottom. Looking to the obverse we can see here a younger portrait of the Queen. This is the bun head, done by William Wyan, also known as the young head, and we have ribbons in her hair in a bun, hence the name bun head, and facing to the left. This coin is quite worn overall, but all the details can still be seen. It's more of a smoothed coin, so the details can still be seen, but it's all a bit smooth and worn over, which is fine for me personally, a good coin still in my opinion, and for only £5, I couldn't say no to this coin because not only is it a great coin, but it's a new date for my shilling date run. So let's now add it into my tray of shillings for the date run. Let's go. So here is the date run tray of shillings, and zooming in we can see there, 1881, the shilling is missing. But for no longer, as we can remove the card now, getting it out of the tray, and adding of course there the real deal, the 1881 shilling, added to my collection and to my date run. Great stuff. There are 3 coins left now, 2 silver, the second silver one being absolutely amazing, and 1 non-silver coin that I'll show first. A bit of a different coin to I'd buy usually, as we can see here it's a 1/3 farthing that I paid £16 for. Please do comment down below if £16 is a good deal in your opinion for this coin, because I don't really know much about it, but for the price and for the condition and for the age, I sort of pulled the trigger at the antique shop and bought it. So here it is. A very small coin indeed, needs a lot of zooming in to see it better, We can see there the crown to the top, the wording 1/3 farthing, which is the value, and then the date there, 1902, with a wreath around. So 1902 is of course going to be a coin from the reign of King Edward VII, who we can see there to the obverse. So a very small bust there, and I believe this is the same size coin as the Maundy 2p, and the same die was used as for the Maundy 2p of Edward VII, as for this coin here, the 1/3 farthing. Now the reason I'm not too sort of clued up on this coin is because it's actually a coin made in Britain, made under the sort of, Brit-Om, King of the Britons, sort of a British referenced coin. But it's actually a coin used and made for the British territory, Malta. So this coin was used and was legal tender in Malta back in the early 1900s. It's not a coin I usually buy, and I'm not sure what I'll do with it. Perhaps I'll move it on one day. But for now, I think it's bought at a good price, so I'll just keep it to the side of my collection. And it's quite a sort of interesting coin, 1/3 of a farthing, of course, being a very small denomination indeed. So a tiny coin in size, tiny coin in value, and some good history behind it. So overall, £16, a price I'm happy to pay for this coin. So then, 2 coins left now. The penultimate one is very good. The other one, as I say, is even better. Firstly, we have here an 1818 George III silver sixpence in nice condition, according to this paper. And I must agree, as this is a very nice coin indeed. So sort of getting it out here, we can see, we'll start off with the reverse of the coin. This is not only a lovely design, but a design in lovely condition. We have to the top there, the crown, below which is the royal quartered shield, inside which is the Hanoverian shield, once again crowned. We have around this the Order of the Garter, and then overall, all these elements are in very good detail for this coin, and just overall have been struck and designed very intricately and with very much good detail. You can see in the main shield the rampant line of Scotland, the harp there, and the 3 lions again, similar themes as on other coins we've seen this video. Turning it over to the obverse, with the edge milling intact, we can see this is a King George III coin, of course, as it says from 1818. So a coin over 200 years old, and still in very nice condition, in my opinion. You can see all the details there of King George III, his eyes, nose, his mouth and his chin, the ears, the laureate, his hair, all the details, even the bow to the back of the laureate, all details in very much good condition, with even sort of the edge teeth milling very much visible indeed on this coin. The legend there is Jaw 3 DG, Brit Rex FD, translating to English as George III, by the grace of God, King of Britain, Defender of the Faith, and of course there the date, 1818, only the 3rd year the new modern sixpence was made, after being introduced in 1816, ready for the 1817 recoinage. So overall a lovely coin, with a great design, great detail, and great history, and better yet, it is a new date for my collection, so I can now add it into my sixpence date run, filling in a gap for my sixpence collection. So here we have the sixpence date run, and zooming up to the top there we can see 1818, not got. I do have 1816 the first one, and 1817, and now I can add the 1818. So once again, as with the shilling, I can remove the piece of card in here, there it goes, and in goes the real shilling, and it's the best one I've got so far of that earliest first design, as we can see. So very happy to have added this coin to my collection, a great coin to now own. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, the coin I've teased throughout the whole video, but I can finally reveal it as being £32 costing shilling from the reign of George I. So George I shilling for only £32, how good can it be? Well, in my opinion, as you can see here, very good indeed. Let's have a closer look. As all these coins, I like to zoom in really, really far to have a great look at the detail, as we can see here. So we can see the date there, 1723, so over 300 years old, this coin. Absolutely amazing. We then have a 4-crown shield design. This shield here is the sharing shield of the 3 lines of England and for Scotland, so for the sort of the UK, the active union there, England and Scotland. And then we have to this side, the fleur-de-lis for France, as England had claims to land in France. We then have here the Harp of Ireland for Ireland, of course part of the sort of British Isles. And here we have the Hanoverian shield, as of course King George I, or the Hanoverian. And we have just the centre here, a Garter star, with there's a bit of damage there to the Garter star, but overall, not very damaged or worn coin. And then finally, to the reverse, we have these SSC sort of letterings there. What are these? Well, these are the South Sea Company sort of initials, as they supplied the silver for the use of this coin. So if we zoom out a bit more to have a little feel and look of how the coin is in the hand, we've got a big coin, around 6 grams, and it's just to think that this ancient, well not ancient, but really old coin would have been used on a day-to-day basis back in the early 1700s is a great feeling to have, because now I feel it and use it, in my hands. Looking to the obverse here, we can see the portrait of King George I. The obverse is a bit more worn, well, quite a lot more worn than the reverse. We can see more of a silhouette bust, as it's known, because it's just sort of the outline, because it's very worn over. But we can still see his nose detail is kind of just his mouth there, with the laureate and sort of some of the hair detail still visible, and his clothing to the bottom. So zooming in, it's a very worn portrait, but still highlights the King George I, a monarch who I have very few coins from, so I'm happy now to add my first silver one from George I. We have the legend there, Georgivus DG MBR FRET Hib Rex FD, and from memory this reads, George, by the grace of God, King of Britain, France and Ireland, Defender of the Faith. So overall a lovely coin. We can see there's slanted edge reading as well, with no clipping happening to this coin. A bit of damage perhaps, but no clipping. So, quite a good condition coin, other than just sort of use, which is my personal, preference is, of course, no damage to the coin, but use and wear is fine, as that shows this was, like I say, truly used day to day in George I England. So a very historic, cool coin there, and I believe a good price, a good deal, for £32. So there we go, some lovely coins, I'm sure you'll agree. Now, as I say, my favourite is definitely the 1723 shilling from George I. But of course, please do comment down below your favourite coin that I got this week, and any coins you've bought recently that you'd like to share. So there we go. Please do leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you again soon for some more coins in the future on Bits and Bobs. Bye for now.